Hi friends, ever wondered how to manage a quick address verification in your PowerApps? Well, thanks to Microsoft Azure Billing API, it can check any entered address right away, much unlike Google APIs, where it comes back with a much complex response. Azure Billing APIs are very straightforward. It right away says the status of the verification, if it is valid or invalid as a JSON response. Yes, for that, all you need to do is to create a Power Automate which is accepting some inputs from user like address, city, postal code, and country. And then I am obtaining an Azure AD token, which is basically a login.microsoft.com slash the tenant ID. Then I am ending it with OAuth2 slash v2 slash token. And in the body, I am sending out with the client ID, the client secret, and a scope which says like https management.azure.com slash default. When I have created that, I am calling the Azure Billing API directly from here, saying management.azure.com slash provider Microsoft Billing address validate address API, and with the version as 240401. And I'm posting that. And along with that, I'm passing on the authorization AD token which I have received from the above step. And in the body, I'm passing on address line, city, country, and postal code. The response that I'm getting is very simple, which I am just parsing and assigning it to a local variable as a status, and I am finally responding it back to a calling Power App flow. And following that, I am calling that API from my Power App. I have created certain texts like customer address, PIN, city, country, and I am referring our newly created Power Automate as out here in my Power Automate pane, which is this call address API. All I am doing is in this icon, I am passing on the newly created Power Automate, which looks like this. Basically, I am passing on the content of my city, address, PIN, country, and returning the scope as a variable known as is valid. And if is valid is invalid, I'm setting the content as false, or else I'm setting the content as true. So when I have done that, let me run this. All I have done is that I have inputted some invalid customer PIN and an address and a city, and let me click on this validate icon. It is going to come back to me stating if this inputted address is valid or invalid, and yes, it is saying as invalid. Whereas if I give a proper PIN, a proper postal address, like, and if I am going to revalidate again, let's see that the address validation will come back as valid. And that concludes, like, basically all it does is it is conditionally checking like if the inputted address is correct or not, and is coming back to me, and my submit button is getting turned on or off accordingly.